So, there's a long question here, but to boil it down, I think it means that how would the path be presented in terms of the consequentialist Madhyamika school, the Prasangika school, in that how would the difference of the way in which, well, to try to boil this down is difficult. The uninterrupted path and the path of liberation, do they posit it in terms of 8 uninterrupted paths and 8 paths of liberation on the path of seeing, or do they posit 1 uninterrupted path and 1 path of liberation on the path of seeing? Any di nandolam ke ta pachimilam ke yorba. Any rangula didn't check it. Rangula nandolam ke. Okay. So the Chiratu Maui look yorba. Can somebody turn that mic on?
Cheramawada Randunika Shesakajima Chetachibares. That's Shesakajima Jurute Jebirimbala Chabayore.
So in the Prasangika system, consequentialist Madhyamika system also accepts Chesugi Kechige.
Chesukajima Juru Panja Shewa Jedang Sabaje as a Chese Shidang Sheshi. They
have the same differentiation of the the differentiation into the 16 moments of the path of seeing, with the understanding the phenomena connected to suffering and so forth, and understanding the subsequent understanding of phenomena connected to suffering and so on through the 16.
Ranju Badang Cheramawa Mindache Cheramawa Gi Kasore Sobadang Tamode Dunga Tombang Gunya Paja Melan Dunga Cheseke Dinite Dunga Tombang Bambi Ani Namrolam de la Dunga Cheseke Joa Tajung Adokatania Gunjun Chese Tena Goba Chese Tena lam chese, lam chese, gana, debut Banjang or the Bankewa in Ba, Tajin to Simba. That Cherama did Mare. Cherama the Tambo debut Dunga Pam Tombangi, Monia Bajamela, Dunga Chese. Te Dunga Chese, debut Dunga Tombamba. Tenia Kam Komagi, Dunga Tombangu, Monia, Dunga Chese, Teni Dunga Chese. Tenian debagi Gunjun Cheseke, Gunjun Cheseke. Tenian Kam Komagi, Gunjun Cheseke, Gunjun Chese. Or those come Kogi, Banjani with the Rimbachi, the Remech and Pangari, Tambo Deba, the Debidunga. And it is a Pantaratella, Kam Komedunga Tomba. Tenian debag Gunjun Kotomba. Tenet debag Kase, Kam Komago Gunjun Tomba. Those is but that.
Of course, any Ranglula didn't.
Ranglula Maris, Ranglula Tabo Debi Dunga Toma Bambi, Dunga Chese, Dunga Tomang Monye Chene, Dunga Chese Jejigana, Debi Dunga Toma Bang. Tene, Debi Gunju Chese, Jenny, 군중 통방 그 원예 전에 군중 최시지 최세지 대제라 군중 통방 방비 군중 최시지 대내 고바 통방 방비 되버기 고바 최세 고바 최시 대내 대비 남통방 그 원예 남 최세 남 최시지 다 대비 방자 시워의 방찬이 신이 안에 강 고만는 게 동아 통방 그 원예 동아 최 동아 최세 동아 최시 군중 최세 군중 최시 지게와레스 다 지라마위 대비 동아 통방방 동아 통방원이 지 동아 최시지 다 되니 대비 군중 통방 마방와체 내가 강포마기 동아 통방 그거니 동아 최시지 되니 동아 최시.
So there's a difference in they both our own system, the Prasangika system, as well as the Vaibhashika school, assert these 16 moments, but the order of them and the way in the sequence in which they're produced is different. The way in which they're produced according to the Vaibhashika school is that one first has forbearance with regard to the true sufferings of the desire realm, knowledge of that, then subsequent forbearance with respect to true sufferings in the desire realm, subsequent forbearance with respect to true sufferings of the higher realms, subsequent knowledge with respect to true sufferings of the higher realms, and so on through those 16 moments in that sequence. But according to the Prasangika system, our own system,
랑루를 대단 당부 대박이 대비 방자대라 동아 통방 군중 통방 고바 통방 남 통방 시두가 대비 동아 통방 방제기 년보대라 동아 최시제 대방비 남로라 동아 최시제 대내 군중 통방 그 뭐니 군중 최시제 대내 양 군중 통방 방비 군중 최시제 대내 고바 통방 방비 고바 최시 대내 고바 최시 대내 남 통방 뭐니 남체세 남체시지 방자 시워의 방찬이 신이 안에 강고마게 동하도마 군주도마 고바치도
So the sequence is different than in the Prasangika, our own system here. One it goes through the sequence with respect to the four truths related to the desire realm, and goes through the sequence of knowledge and forbearance and knowledge and so forth with respect to true sufferings, true origins, true cessations, and true paths with respect to the desire realm. And then once one has completed those 8, then one shifts into applying doing the same thing with respect to the higher realms, of existence, the form and formless realms.
Oh yeah, that kind of.
But
Does
that get at your question? No, okay. No.
I do got.
Just.
Oh yeah. 아니 망보지 말아서. 야. 다 되라. 다 대진 대화되도 와. 대라 주주 수반이. 대라 준도 수반이 주루바 남제세진 아로지 서바탕 주슈 수바세 다주 주와인 봐. 대다주 친도바라 오래. 대다주 친차자 대라 주주 수반 주루바 남제세진 아로지 서바탕 시위까지 정하라네 봐. 대비 고만투바 마방바 대다주 친차와체. 다 대제라 동아라 최시위 서바니 세가라 대비 동아 통방기 원이 청간기 동아 최시 세대 최시 생활대 동아라 최시위 서바니 다대 바제만함 전에 디 방자들랑 뭐가 그 방자들랑 같이 와래서나 다지 가서래 통방군주 숨세가라 또 지원의 샤파르마도 방자 같이 와래서나 직다 란지진 아다 아이와 간울람이네 nga ranja tuwe tsaye tu chuwa zibi jikta che rwa tarda siyi ka na jikdi miyi tu juwe tanya bi nga de 따발 따밤 양나 때나 매발 따와디 달달해 달다.
So here it says then, we've finished the line that says that regarding one who is commenced towards achieving the state of the stream enterer, someone who has that such a person abides in the 15th moment of the 16 moments, the 15 moments which precede the subsequent knowledge with respect to the path, and they have not gotten rid of the sixth of the things to be abandoned on the path of meditation with respect to the desire realm, path of cultivation with respect to the desire realm. Then the next line says that regarding forbearance towards knowledge of the phenomena connected to suffering. Here this is referring to the uninterrupted path, which leads into a path of liberation. And as far as the obstacles or the things to be gotten rid of on the path of seeing, which are connected to that, the first two of these, there's a list of them here. On the first two of these, the first one is the wrong view of the perishing collection, or perishing collection, which is grasping at the self as if it had grasping at the person as if it had a self which was existing as a self-sufficient substance. And then the second one is extreme views, which takes that I as that I or that a person as an object, and grasps onto it as if it was
타다스나 지대 메이도 주베 다 좋아라 와 좋아라 나데 따바르따와 양나 때나 매바따와 다르다.
So the extreme view here is it takes as its observed object the I or the self, which is the object of the wrong view of the perishing collection, and it views that as if it was eternal or completely non-existent.
Oh yeah, 다 로바따와 세데 지당 계단 메게 메따라와 개와다 메게와 메바따와 렌레 메바따와 개왕아치 메바따와 라서와 다 로다지 차죠 그래.
So then completely perverse views or wrong views are those which that hold ideas such as that karma does not exist. There's no relation between cause and effect in the sense of karma and its results, and also holds that ideas such as that there's no future lives, there's no previous or future lives.
나 드네 따와 쳐도 쯤바세데 직다단 타다단 로바따와라 소라 미데 텐다위 아니 따와 테다 아니 쳐도 쯤바.
So then the fourth one is taking any of these three first sorts of wrong views and holding on to those views as if they were the best kind of view.
대제라 추릉해발라 추름당 두시용해발라 두시 쳐도 쯤바 추릉해발라 추름 쳐도 쯤바다 두시용해발라 두시 쳐도 쯤바 추름다 두시 쳐도 쯤.
Then the fifth here is holding on to, grasping at wrong kinds of behavior, especially wrong kinds of religious conduct or ethical discipline, as if it was good or the proper kind, or same thing with regard to different kinds of religious observances, holding on to them as if they're good or having esteem towards them.
나더니 누구나 태존 사회 누구 방자 누구인 대다담 랑자 관람 대다 파제 매래체 냠바기 안에 태존 파체를 매네.
So having then the sixth one is doubt, and this is thinking. If you think about past and future lives, or the three jewels, and you think probably they don't exist, you have that kind of doubt.
오야, 드네다 여자당, 콩로당, 안에 샘킹빙 아자당, 마릭바체가라, 시당 동아 통반주, 따왕하다 따명아, 우샤그아래.
So then there's desire, anger, pride, which is a sort of inflated or haughty attitude, and then ignorance. And so altogether, these 10 types of mental afflictions are counted as the things which are to be gotten rid of by means of the path of seeing.
인자 방자 주어디 나네 아니 귀슈 그 방지做的啦做气王的家呢对哪里对的干了아니 통바 근처서 때마다 마도 귀슈 그 방자 주어的방고래
So for a person who's commencing the practice of becoming a stream enterer, these are really the primary things that they are to abandon, to get rid of. These 10 then count are the types of mental afflictions that are the principal or primary things to be abandoned by them. 군조숨. 통방군조숨. Thank you. I'm sorry, I misheard something. So it's the three fetters, fetters which are to be gotten rid of are the principal or primary things to be abandoned by a person who is entering into this or the path of becoming a stream winner. And so those are 직다 타타당 말이봐 숨 열어. 직다 타타.
직다 군다체 따와 총진 저전 뭐지 이베 다진.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Those three then are the wrong view of the perishable collection and holding the wrong views, having esteem or holding these wrong views to be the best or supreme, and then holding on to erroneous kinds of ethical conduct and religious observances as if they were. I'm not getting the list here right. So it's the first one, which is the wrong view of the perishable collection. I'm sorry, my brain is just fried. So it's jikta tata. So it's the wrong view of the perishable collection, holding the wrong views as being supreme, and then this type of doubt, which is a mental affliction.
Oh yeah, that jikta tawangada taming nga se juduga denala, so tawangada taming nga se. Ni nani, ani kasore. Ni nani, tawa chongjindang. 수름의 도시 총진 로다체 태좀 시도아 도와 따와게 나네 따와 총진 로다 수름의 도시 총진체 따민기가 나네 태좀니 뭐젠체 디시보라 통방권에 임버터 그래.
So within the 10 then there's holding wrong views as being supreme. There's the the wrong views, holding these wrong views as being supreme, and holding on to wrong types of ethical conduct and observances as being the best. And then among the five that are not views, you add into that a doubt, which is a mental affliction. Those four.
통방 권한인 법 그래.
Those are only those are enumerated as being solely things which are abandoned by the path of seeing.
다 상마 tru도아. 직다 따와근나 직다 타다. 여자 공동 아자 말이봐. 시워대라 주보대라 통방 그 차당 공방 그 차니가 여와래.
So then the other 6, the wrong view towards the perishable collection, extreme views, holding on to views as and then the other 4 of the non-views, the wrong desire, hatred, pride, and ignorance. Those are have portions which are gotten rid of on the path of seeing, and other portions which are gotten rid of on the path of meditation.
Oh, yeah. 대인자다 방자 주부 진행보 세야 된다. 네 가라이나 통방도 주위. 방자 종구도와 통방도 주위. 동아 통방도 주위 방자 주. 동아 통방도 주위. 아니 따왕하다 따명아. 동아 통방도 주위 따왕아 따명아한테 방자 주부 되게 년보 파제 매람 거래에서나 동아 최세. 와 최세.
So then the counteragent or antidote for these 10, which are to be gotten rid of on the path of seeing the nature of suffering with respect to the desire realm, these are, and the uninterrupted path, which functions as that antidote, Bachimelam. Is the forbearance with respect to the phenomena connected to suffering.
로아 동아 취세되기 미바 가래 미브레에서나 데바 동아 덴발라 미네 남바 가래에서나 안데 동아 덴바데 미다밤 아나나 동아 다음에 봐봐 동배 남바 제와 요아래 데시바래.
So then as far as the nature of this path, it has a object, and here the object is the true sufferings of the desire realm. And then there are aspects of that object which arise, and these are seeing the impermanence, suffering, being empty, and selfless, those aspects of the truth of suffering.
Oh yeah, they tell my chat. That is Ranju Bagi Uma Vilula, Tanju Marita, Uma Ranju Vilula. We bought Dunga Dembatella. Then she meet us to say, to them meet up, but to them la mine, me ba, dame binaba. I just to be there, dame binaba.
So this is the way it's been. It's described right here. We've described it so far. Is the way it's explained in the Vaibhashika system, but in the Swatantrika Madhyamika, the autonomous school of Madhyamika, they say that the object is the truth of suffering pertaining to the desire realm, but the aspect of it is selflessness.
Oh, she said, that don't have a church of any second, don't have church the career, and Miba number, Tabata Butcher, Chibacha, don't have church that Chibacha. Oh, don't have them balamera, don't have machine number in Ba, Cheramache, don't have them balamera, Dam number chain Ba, Umaran Jubache, Chibache. Teta number 10, Panja Jubote, Sena, don't have church, you can walk out, Panja. Tawangata Tami Juoti, Tawangata Tami Mati, Dunga Tomban Juoti, Pangbi, Namro Lamre.
Then, as far as the knowledge of phenomena connected to suffering, with respect to suffering, here the the object, the observed object, and the aspect of that object are similar as given above. If you're talking about it in terms of the Vaibhashika system, then it's the 4 aspects of the first truth. And if you're talking about it in terms of the autonomous Madhyamika school, then it would be selflessness with respect to suffering. And the thing to be gotten rid of is the 10 which have been enumerated above, the things to be abandoned or gotten rid of. And then the abandonment of those is the path of liberation.
Oh yeah. That is number amche. That the nation channel, the gaso, dunga chese dan chese jivi jesu, dunga jese dan jese ni jigware. Right? That dunga jese can raise and a dunga la jesu se sebanis. Soon come comani segala, come comani sungam da sumeniche. Right? Panja de la Java country or resana. Tawanga dan taminga kinani kondro matobaki wa kondro yamari wa kam komana kondro mebati ani kasoren jamba never chivi shiku yamari sandala kadala never cheso cheto chebar juana so tagi zawala never cheso chebar jurana tiliki gyuji hinegi lemba yinza kondro meache kam komanila Temembagi, Tamin Gudi, Tawa Atang, Tami, Shiche the Gudi or it. Come to Tomatella.
So then there's also a subsequent forbearance and subsequent knowledge with respect to suffering, and this applies to suffering that is within the two higher realms of existence, the form and formless realms. And that because there's no anger within these the form and formless realms, they're devoid of that kind of anger towards because they've attained these states on the basis of achieving meditative stabilization of shamatha. They don't have that among the 10. Mental afflictions listed above. So they have there's 9 then latent tendencies towards those mental afflictions, and then they're subdivided into the 2 according to the 2 higher realms, the form and formless realms, which gives a total of 18 latent tendencies towards those mental afflictions. And then the counteragents against those is the uninterrupted path.
일단 동아라 제수시위 셔바니 칸코마니나 콩조 매베 차제에서는 녀몽이 민체 녀몽군이 좁제에서야지 수지 콩조 마다비 구당 수메지 콘도 마토베 고디 접제체. 라 칸코마니 찍도 뜸내 방거 왔다. 최시 대기 가서 제시 대기 수다 수메니 그 방자 고디 니워 접제디 뒤내 방거 와래. 봐. 에 접제지 님보 파체 매람 코미도 된라 미네스. 다 칸코미도 된이 세디지도 된라 미네. 나바 타지 나시 제라 메다바다 동아베 나바체. 제라마
So then with regard to the higher realms, the form and the formless realms, there's a sort of forbearance which is the uninterrupted path, which gives rise then to a subsequent knowledge regarding the sufferings of those realms. Since there's no anger in those higher realms, they only have 9 latent tendencies. Latent tendency here is a name for these mental afflictions, and they're subdivided into 2 sets of 9, which totals 18. But in the way in which the antidote here, or the counteragent the uninterrupted path operates is to eliminate both of them, both sets of 9 together. And so in that uninterrupted path, you have as your object the truth of suffering related to these higher realms, and the aspect under which that is seen is as given above, either the four aspects that were enumerated above, or else if you're following the Vaibhashika system, those four aspects, or selflessness is the aspect if you're following the autonomous school of Madhyamika.
Oh yeah. That's Pache Melam Desha. Right? Come command you do not tombangi. When you Pache Melam Dela, do not let Jesus be Shabacha. Digi, they said. That teaches do not let Jesus be Sheva Digi. Sabaki, Mogaka Panga, Job Jeopardy. Come command you do not tomban Teda, Bambi, Namdrolam. Minam Pachamana Chipache. We were doing Dembala Mina, Mita Donga, Dong Damishi, Nabacham, Dunga Dembala Mina, Dame Nabacha, Ranjuba Tuksha.
So then there's a subsequent knowledge regarding suffering as it exists in the higher realms of existence. And this subsequent knowledge is the path of liberation, which is the abandonment of those things which are to be gotten rid of, to be abandoned. And is a path of liberation, which is that knowledge. And so the observed object here and the aspect of it is just as has been enumerated above, has been, and so that arises.
What is the word you're using for latent tendency?
Trake. So yeah, this word is latent tendency is a nyumongiming. No. The nyumongi gyu yina. Yeah. Okay. This word that my translation of it is probably not appropriate here. Calling it subtle latent tendencies. The literal meaning of it is like subtle and giving rise to the expansion. Trawadang gepa.
Geba. Saja jungo la mene nyimo jegi arwa. Saja jungo la mene. Saga gemarda geba.
So it's these mental afflictions then by seeing things which are of the nature of have as their nature contamination.
다테나 신천이 군중 통방 대라양 대비 군중 통방 고바 통방 남 통방 대라양 따왕하다 따명아 전에 주주지 버리 하고서 대비 군중 통방 고바 통방 남 통방 대라양 군중 통방의 주에 따왕하다 따명아
So
고바 통방의 주에 따왕하다 따명아 남 통방의 주에 따왕하다 따명아 요아리 다 대시 샤고리 군중당 남대 고단당 남대당 남대라야 70이 세바당 70세바 이와체 와 고바 최세당 고바 70 가서 군중 최세당 군중 70 고바 최세당 고바 70 남 최세당 남 70제 시 숨샤고도 와다 고바 최세대 거리년 버레서나 대부 군중 통반도 주비 따왕하다 따명하듯이 Nyambo, when you patch a madam.
So then the forbearance towards knowledge of the phenomena of the origin, cessation, and path. That and then there's the knowledge of the phenomena, and then this subsequent forbearance towards the knowledge of those phenomena, and then the subsequent knowledge of those phenomena. Those all of these operate to get rid of the 10 delusions. 방자.
누스리 내 조단들아 군중 타당 통방 고단 고바 통방 군중 최시 대도 군중 최시 군중당 고단당 남대라 최시비 세바당 최시바是吧군중 최시 군중 고바 최시 아니 남 최시 군중 최시 군중 고바 최시 남 최시 누가是吧대라 군중당 고단당 남대라 최시비 세바당 최시 세바당 감 대박이 아니 고바토 군주 토마가 년보다라 최세당 대방배 남도나라 최세 대박이 고바토마가 년보다라 최세당 고바 최세당 대방배 남도다라 최세 대박이 남토마가 년보다라 남 최세당 대방배 남도남대라 최세 세 대발라 태나신 전에다 강화만이지 군중 토마가 년보다라 군중 제세 대방배 남도 남들라 군중 제세 강고만이 주 고바 토마가 언예 대바자 말람들라 고바 제세 대방배 남도들라 고바 제세 남토마가 언예 강고만이 남토마가 언예 바자 말람들라 남 제세 대방배 남도들라 남 제세 오데스고레 예수 서비스 바당 예수 시와시 시선 수명 시선 숨 되봐 수메 시선 숨 공부와 아마 신도 시와 차대
So so there's the truth of we've described already the truth of suffering and how the knowledge, the forbearance with respect to that, and knowledge with respect to that, and then subsequent forbearance and subsequent knowledge with respect to that operates. And then there's the same model of the knowledge with respect to each of the three subsequent truths. There's the true origin, true cessation, true path. There is knowledge, there's the forbearance, which serves as the uninterrupted path, giving rise to knowledge of the phenomena of origin. The same thing applies to the path, true cessation, same thing with regard to the path. And then there's the actual knowledge of those phenomena, which are the path of liberation that is connected to each of those three truths. And then same thing applies to the higher realms of existence. There's a subsequent forbearance for a subsequent forbearance towards foreknowledge of the phenomena connected to the truth of origin as it is connected to the higher realms of existence. And then there's subsequent knowledge as well, which is knowledge of the phenomena connected to origin, this truth of origin as it applies to the higher realms of existence. And the same thing applies to the other truths as well, true cessations and true path. So there's four of those altogether, and those are categorized in three categories, in that there's the censum.
가르세
제수셰바 시 censum양.
예수셰바 시센숨 시센숨으로
시 censum. So there's actually three.
군중당 고단당 남대라 제수바 시센숨 누가
So there's three categories of the four as they're applied to the desire realm, and then the two higher realms, the realm of form and the realm of formless realm. But although that's the case, they're subdivided into those three sets. They should be understood as previously.
我说是这什么？
是什么？
是这什么的？观众啦，观众缺失当，缺失当，观众缺失当，缺失节，是这几节。国把缺失当，缺失当，国把缺失当，缺失节于是这几节。nam 缺失当，缺失当，nam 缺失当，缺失节于是这什么都是了。
I made a mistake. Where it says that they're divided into three sets of four, I misread the text. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's referring to the four types of that there's the forbearance with respect to the phenomena of truth of origin. There's knowledge of the phenomena with respect to the truth of origin. There's subsequent forbearance with respect to the phenomena of the origin. And then there's subsequent knowledge with respect to the phenomena of the true origins. So that makes one set of four. And the other two sets of four are those same forbearances and knowledges as they're connected to the truth of suffering and the truth of the path. True cessation and true path, sorry. Thank you.
我的实践是写讲到，看着确实当确实的，对吧？给同帮给往年当拍摄那么多人家，角色的看嘛来着，观众来的话，但国把来的，他们来都是的话，我们就得写完查噻的。
So it's
我来查完哪些，我来查完哪些，今年他特什么来写完查噻。
So these three so these three sets of four should be understood just as was explained above with respect to the forbearances and knowledges that are connected to suffering.
是吧？
Yes.
哦呀，他的明天会开发的啦。你来送单的，其他嘛些啥才送过来噻的。你如果让就比如啦，东亚团帮主，观众团帮主，对吧？个东亚团帮主，观众团帮主，国巴团帮主，南团帮主钱，所有什么那样，股钱呢？东亚团帮股，观众团帮股，矿中嘛都把股下个来的。
So this is, as it's been given here, is according to the Vaibhashika system, but according to the Swatantrika Madhyamika, the autonomous Madhyamika school, they explain it such that there's the 10 things to be gotten rid of connected to each of the four truths, and then as they're related to the desire realm, and then 9 things to be gotten rid of, as mentioned before, as they're connected to the 2 higher realms.
대다 주당 든든게 따와순이 마도바 되송거래 대다 주당 든든게 세가라 대다 주당 세가라 더비 동아 토방 주 감고만이지 든든 세가라 꾸준 토방 든 과바 토방 든남 토방 제 대다 주당 든든게
So in the Vaibhashika system, then it's explained that there are the enumeration of the the mental afflictions which are to be gotten rid of are enumerated in a different way. They're given such that there's
다 대비 단다 제라마비 관에 중에 저래 세디 잡아 대다 주단 든든제 세가나 쭉 가려서는 대비 동안 더 따왕하다 담이 주요하래 담행하지 주요하래.
So they explain that there's 10 which are connected to the desire realm.
그래요. 다 군중 통방당 고바 통방이라 든든만 주요 말이 든든.
So then, but for as far as the things to be gotten rid of, with respect to the middle two truths, truth of origin and the truth of cessation, they connect 7 of the mental afflictions to those, or they count 7 among those.
다 람통방라 가져와래서나 예요하래스.
And then the things to be gotten rid of through seeing, the path of seeing with respect to the path, they count 8 for that.
대다 주단 든든데 다 든든 샤디 간라 안에 따왕아 단지 주샤가 나네 가르가르 요아 말에 있을 간라 따와수님 마도소 쓸 간라 과바 통방당 아니 가서 기본 군주 통방당 고바 통방라 직다당 타르다당 도시 존재 요아 말에.
So then they would say that for they would say that for the things to be abandoned by the path of seeing with respect to the truth of origin and the truth of cessation, they count only the 3 views.
다와숨니 마도소 여기도와 다와숨니 마도소서나 군중 통방당 고바 통방도 다와숨 직다당 타다당 수름도시 존재 요 말에 숨
주름
수름도시 존재
요 말에.
도시전에 군중 내비 군중 통방도 주위 아니 가서래 직다당 타다당 수름도시 존재 요 말에. So they
don't count the 3 views of the wrong view of the perishable collection, the extreme.
연장 군중당 고바 통방기 따와 담보니당 직다다 타다니체 따와 타마 세가라 두시 촌진 어 따와 담보니당 타마 마도바 차제 뒤요아래 쓰나 차제 뒤요아래서 주인하네 가리가 말해서 따와 촌진다 lok다 요아래서 근데 대자 공종 아자 말이바 요아래서 등 뒤에서
So they say, however, with respect to the things to be abandoned by the path of seeing, with connected to origins and cessation, they say that there are 7 of these mental afflictions, or I'm not sure how to translate this, subtle expansions. These are. That is all 7 of the 10 which were mentioned above, except for the first 2 views and the last of the views.
Yes,
so those views that are excluded here are the first 2 and the last of the views, meaning the wrong view of the disintegrating collection. The second one being extreme views, and then the last of the 5 being holding views. Well, no, I'm sorry. Having esteem for wrong kinds of ethical conduct and religious observances.
Yes,
The 직다 타타
다와 숨님 대래송아 다와 당번이당에서 군중당 고바 통반이 나 다와 당번이당에서 직다다 타다니다 타마 추름 두시 초점 마도바기 차제 뒤가래서나 로다단 다와 천징 다와 니체 아니 남행아체 이건 뒤체
So those the other
뒤체
so the other two views that are left over, and then the five things which are non-views, desire, hatred, and so forth. Those together make 7, and so there are 2 sets of those 7.
다 남통반이 따와 담보니 마도바 남통반의 주에 직다다 타다니 마도바 남통반 주 수심 도시 전주 요아래 인장 예 남통반이 따와 담보니 마도바 차제 제디.
So then, as far as the things to be abandoned through the path of seeing with respect to the truth of the path, one excludes the first 2 views and is left with 8 of these mental afflictions.
어디 차제 제디 대다 예수 자주부 대단히 다 차제 예 쓰리가나 대 더발라 채나 도시채 더발라 채나 도시채 더발라 주드 주든 제채 이렇게 가지고 싶어서 주든 제채 같이 하고 있어 주든 제채 숨주.
So with respect to the desire realm, then one has 14 and 8.
숨지 소숨 연구 삼도 왜? 숨지 소숨 몇이 삼죠? 왜? 주든제
24 plus 8.
숨지 소숨 왜? 소니를 제랑
32.
일단 든데제 숨지 소니를 도와. 다들 감고만이라. 감니와 니 고만이라 저들 가라. 대다 구단 주주들 자원래. 감고만이라. 대다 콘도비아로 와.
So you eliminate anger from the list of 10, which gives you 9 left over.
콘도요 말로 와. 감고만이라 매 콘도 매바예장 감고만이지 누군 통반라. 콘도비와고 저와 고 군주도바나 고바토마라 콘도비와기 추추 남토마라 콘도방기 아니 가소래 뒤체 이시잡제 연구 삼텔라
이시잡기
연구돼.
Does that add up?
대다 주다 든든제 대다 구당 주주 뒤 대다 구당 주주 뒤 동화 통방 구 군주 통방 주 고바 통방 주 남 통방 뒤 공조 파매하세요.
So
20잡제 연구에 돼.
28 you end up with 28 with respect to the now I'm lost which realm we're talking about. Upper realms, 28 with respect to the upper realms as they pertain to true origin and true cessations.
그래서 다 20잡제 니다 숨지 손이 돈비 20잡제 다다래도 왜?
You should have. I'm.
20잡제 니당 숨지 손이 돈비 가져래.
So 2 times 28 plus.
가져래 20잡제로 와. 따다대. 남통방 그 따와 담보니 마도바 차제 제주자주부 대단히 대방 모습도 통내 공부람 믿어봐 대방 모습도 통화점지 뽕 통성 공부 채워라 마도바 대방 모습도 통화점지 뽕니와 인상 다 통발에 있어 제주자제 그래서
No.
이제 잠깐 그래서
So if one adds all these up, one ends up with 88 forms of the, or 88 categories of these mental afflictions, and as was all enumerated in the previous section. And if all of those taken together then are things which can be gotten rid of through seeing the truths, seeing the four Arya truths, and when one has seen the truth or reality through direct perception, then those 88 can be gotten rid of without having to rely upon some subsequent cultivation of that understanding of reality. So that's why they're called things which can be gotten rid of by seeing.
오야. 나 되게 통방방단데 진짜래. 통방대라 대시 통방대라 간도 요아래서나 통방대라 샤송아 대샤. 아니다. 제가 마와이나 직달라 통방이 배차래. 직달라 따왕아까 통방래. 그와 다 우마란주 바이나 따왕아까라 통방 말래. 따와 담보니 오들 통방도 공방니가 차이 다지 라이바.
So according to the Vaibhashika school, then, if something is a wrong view of the perishable collections, then it is 통방인pekyap. 직다이나?
직달라.
직달라.
제가 말이나 따왕아까라 통방인 거래. 따왕아가 통방. 많이 배차고 그랬어.
So it said that those 5 views, then, all of them together are things which are gotten rid of on the path of seeing.
오야, 다 제라마위 중 시자 제대간데 딜라 제라마위 나신 전에 송구에서래. 다 공방대라 가져와래서나 주루바 남지시 톱찬이 통방빵찬이 다 대시 연방우숨도 통송 공바찬에 뽕야 되고 공방대라 가져와래서나 연방우숨도 통화신 치 공배 통송 공바체에 뽕하니 공배 빵와 차와대서 공방세에 그 전다데 제 다시에 되인 바래. 와 연방우숨도 통화신 다 연방우숨 통화대 치 통송 공바체네 안에 방자대 뽕와 차바 이자라 공방스고래 공배 빵와 차와.
So then the last line of this section of the commentary says that by merely seeing these realities through direct perception, one can get rid of these. Therefore, all of these 88 which have been enumerated are called things which can be gotten rid of by seeing. And then once one has seen the truth, or the 4 truths through direct perception, then subsequently one cultivates that, develops that, and things which are gotten rid of, abandoned by that kind of cultivation, by that meditation practice, are called things which are gotten rid of through habituation and meditation.
오야, 통성 공부 차위 공배 뽕아니 공부 뽕아 차와티 다 들라 가져와래서라 너발라시 대자 공종 아자 마리바시 제 수단 수면이라 안 대자 아자 마리바 숨체 와 대발도 바기 대자 공종 아자 마리바시 시당 순간다 수면 도발라 공종 마도바 대자 아자 마리바 숨체가 간간라
So, So to begin enumerating these, there's those things that are gotten rid of through the path of meditation, through a subsequent meditation or cultivation after one has directly seen reality or the truth. here, and these are the ones that are included within the desire realm, are the four: desire, anger, pride, and ignorance, those four. And then there are those that are included within the form realm and the formless realms, and which is those three above, minus anger. Which so if you take the form realm as one category, there's desire, pride, and ignorance connected to that, and the same thing applies to the formless realm. And so if you take those two sets of three together with the first four, you end up with 10.
그래서
Yes.
다 우마 란주비 나나이나 직다다 타다니 공방 여바 인장 안에 감숨지 직다타다 축 자위가나 주주 다진 고이 주의가한다라 감숨지 대비 직다타다 수지 직다타다 수미 직다타다 자위가나 주주 두세요.
Then, but however, according, this is the way it's mentioned here is according to the Vaibhashika system, but according to the Swatantrika Madhyamika, the autonomous school of Madhyamika, they count also the two views, wrong view of the perishable collection and extreme views as things to be gotten rid of by the path of meditation. So they have 6 in total. And so those then get subdivided according to the realms also, desire realm, form and formless realm.
그래서 다 주대비 제라마유 강은 주대 대단히 이세 주대 다 주대 나니 수습이라 앙아당 되발라 축체네 수tum에 시시로와 되발라 숨숨 제발에 되자 콘동 아자 말이 바시가나 대가나 주부 대단히 대비 감당 다 되발라 시제 들어와 3대 시당 다 대라 민다치 가나 대비 가지고 공방 아니 사고 대부 공방들라 사고 체결 대비 공방 3대 답비 공방 3대 니유 공방 3대 순비 공방 3대 시유 공방 난가타에 남시지에 타에 지암이 시제에서 아사고이 공방 체결해 와대도와 주대 대단히 대비 감당 3대 담보니와 순바 시와대 3대 시당 나가타야 남시대 지암이 시제대 시대 사구라 사구체.
So these also are connected to the realms, and the realms are subdivided into 9 levels. So there's the desire realm, which counts as 1 level, and the 4 meditative concentrations, which are counted as the first, second, third, and fourth meditative concentration, counting for the form realm. And then within the formless realm, there are also 4, which are limitless space, namkataye tang.
namkataye, namshetaye, jiangme, sije.
Limitless space, limitless consciousness, neither ideation nor non-ideation, and then the peak of existence, those 4.
Oh, yeah. 사구체. 다사 레레기 공방들 배는 데뷔 공방들 시와와 데뷔 공방 대자 공동 아자 말이버 시와와 어때나 아니 전부 고슴 다시 나시 전에 진 고슴 중국 고슴 와 중국 고슴 제가나 아니 전부 고르고 대비 님보 파자 매랑 구당 남로라 고좀 봐 신경거래 안에 대 맞아 고르고 그래서 고르고 데비 니몬데라 대자 콘동 아자 말이바 시어와 데비 니몬데 체 데라 데비 니몬 침보 고슴 침비 충오 딩기 침보 딩기 충오 충이 침보 충이 충오 전에 고르고도 제거하래
So then each of these 9 stages has in turn 9 subdivisions into which the mental afflictions are subdivided in terms of their grossness or subtlety. So for each of the 9 stages, the desire realm, the 4 form meditative concentrations, the 4 formless meditative absorptions, those, each of them has 9 subdivisions, and those 9 subdivisions were, as mentioned earlier, you have sort of the grossest of the gross level, a sort of intermediate level of the gross level, and then a sort of subtlest or weakest of the gross level. The same thing applies to the there's an intermediate level which has a gross intermediate, a middling sort of intermediate, and a subtle sort of intermediate mental affliction. And then the same thing for the subtler forms. There's a grosser form of the subtle, intermediate of the subtle, and subtlest of the subtle.
是吧？那以上倘不得病你们亲不一个，我也怕见买那么得了。 아니 고람 파제 매람 충우제 그러와 아니 대 충우 그거니 파제 매람 전에 대비님은 신비 전부 밤에 나로라 타바티나 아니 남로라 충우 탑 그러와 아 드니 다야 드니 아 그거니 파제 매람 되라 아니 충우 그거니 파제 매람 대밤에 남로라 충우 드니야 대병 엄마 가서 준비 충원에 받자 말하면 되나 아니 가서래 고난 받자 말아 준비 첨부 대병 고난 받자 말아 대밤에 난로 남들라 준비 첨부 밤에 남로 남다 독스제 그렇죠
So just as there are these these obstructions or things to be gotten rid of, which are the mental afflictions, subdivided into these sets of 9, and then the 9 levels, and then there are 9 subdivisions on each of the levels. Similarly, just as the mental afflictions subdivided in that way, are subdivided in that way, then the same thing applies to the counteragents or the antidotes for those, which is the uninterrupted path with respect to them. And the same thing applies to the path of liberation, which is the outcome of that uninterrupted path. So, however, the uninterrupted path and the path of liberation are designated as in sort of an opposite way from that of the antidotes, in that in the opposite way of that of the mental afflictions that are gotten rid of, because at the beginning one has sort of the weakest form of that path, and so one has the weakest of the weakest, or the least of the least form of that path, and then gradually that is increased to an intermediate level, and then the strongest form of it, and so on, until eventually one develops the strongest of the strong form of the uninterrupted path, and the consequent path of liberation, which arises from that.
Oh yeah, that's 전부 꼴고대 방차를 가나 아니 경기 전부 오늘 받지 말람. 야 많이 좋아 등이 집에 오늘 받지 말람. 대밤에 난로람. 등이 오늘 받지 말람. 받지 말람. 대밤에 난로람. 등이 충분 오늘 받지 말람. 대밤에 난로라고 전에 남로라 제가 했더니 등 고슴 대방. 등이 담보도 등이 전부. 되네 등이 등 아니 등기 충우
등기 첨보당 등기
충우도 제일 방거래 첨보된 거나 방자 충우도 방가요 말해 그래
이 람람람라
녀보 충우 방자 첨보 방자 체름 녀보 충우름
So the way it works is such that the thing to be gotten rid of in the beginning is grossest, And the path, which is the antidote to that, is sort of weakest, or weakest is really the best way, or the least powerful. And so it eliminates the sort of grossest form of the mental afflictions, and then gradually the path gets stronger and is able to eliminate the subtler forms of the mental afflictions in that kind of sequence. So the subtlest form of the mental affliction is the last thing to be gotten rid of, and it is eliminated by the path, which is in the most powerful, greatest form.
Oh yeah, that is la. Debi gombang chungi chenpo, chungi ting, ani chungi chungu. Ba yang paje malam chu sumda namzela chu ji, sum je chu tike, da ji na chi che.
Dupala.
Debi chungi chenpo, chungi ting.
Chungi chenpo. So one goes through it with respect to the desire realm, starting off with the grossest form of the mental afflictions being eliminated first, then the intermediate level of the mental afflictions, starting with the grossest form of the intermediate, the middling form of the intermediate, and then the subtlest, and then the same thing with the subtlest form of the mental afflictions with respect to the desire realm, starting off with the grossest, and then the intermediate, and then the subtlest or weakest.
No, that is into develop Java Nashi, Samda Tambola, go. Sanata Venimo Chindi, Chamokosu, Tingosu, Chungosu, Pajamelam, Tachinajinashi, Pajamelam, Kudanandrola, go. Iwala, go. Sumbala, go. Shiwala, go. Nangata, Nashete, Chiam, Sizela, Gugu, Gugu, Chevi, Tana Dila. Tedani, Debi Kanda, Samde Chita, Sumeba Chiti, Sakula. Not a Shabata, Gugu Chevi, Sarela, Gugu Chevi. Deba, sometimes when you are Sumba, Nangata, Namshita, Chiam, City, Google Chivi, Nemo Rere La, Sta, Chimbo, Nemo Rere La, Yumbo Pajamela, Namdola, Nini sauce, Chimbi Chimbola, on your Pajamela, Namdola Chip, Nemo, or to change Nini sauce.
So the text there says, these which have been enumerated above are connected to the 9 levels of the desire realm, the 4 meditative absorptions, and the 4 formless states of limitless space and so forth, which are then with respect to each of the mental afflictions, which have been divided as stated above into sets of 9. There are counteragents or antidotes for them, which are the uninterrupted path. And then there's also the path of liberation, which is arising from that, so that each of those there are those 2 sets of the uninterrupted paths and the paths of liberation.
Oh yeah.
La gugucheba the
Gugucheba Guyungurwa, Gabache, and then Chiche, Sumi by Chiche.
La Marshiba Google Chiwe Numong Rerila.
Ani, Numo Rela Sana, Debagi, Guchevi Gala, Numodela, Chimbo Gosu, Jingosu, Chungo Gosu Chigana, Chimbogi, Chimbogo is an Chimbi Chimbi on your Pajamalan, Namdrolam. Chimbi Dingo on your Pajamalan, Namdrolam. Chimbi Chungo on your Pajamalan, Namdrolam, Chetustan and Gorwa.
Kangadomla Gechu Gachik. Gachik Ray. Gechu Gachik.
Oh, who judge that?
Yeah. If you subdivide them into 9 sets of 9, as mentioned above, then you combine all together. There's 81.
Oh, I'm like Yachu Yari. Gashuni Timela, do DJ do much at that Yachu. Oh, Trolam Sapan Namda Jazz, Zokavala Tesuda. Gajon Suji Timela, do this Gajon Suji Deudela. Dijada too much at New York is. Raw. Do Dijade, Nandrolam de check. Do much at it, 방자 대단테 방병 공고파대체 다 되래 여주照顾 요아래서나 여주 照顾 간데래서나 여주 照顾是 여주 우자주 자지도 관방방바기 그소지 대분 여주 자직체 是吧 우자자 是吧 여주 자직체 여주 자직 是吧 是吧 뒤가라 얘게 대비 동아 통방 군주 통방 고바 통방 남 통방 시체 강고마 그 고바 동아 통방 남 통방 고바 통방 남 방바 시기 최시 시당 제시 신이어와 최시 시당 제시 시디 개개위가라 여지 자고 때 남로를 여지 자고 여지 자고
So the paths of liberation then can be subdivided into 89, although there are 81 mental afflictions that are abandoned here. The paths of liberation, namdol gyagu. Gyagu. So yeah. Yeah, we said that the things that are gotten rid of on the path of meditation are 81 types of mental afflictions.
So then
there are the 8 paths of liberation that have occurred already on the path of seeing. If you add those into the uninterrupted paths and the paths of liberation that are pertain to the path of meditation, you combine those, then you end up with 89 altogether.
That's all. That's what I did. I think that's the thing. Chiong Shubani Tonam Yang Aro Chiong Dewu Tobi Tendu Shushin Jola never was. Chiong Shubani Tonam Yotos. That Chiong Shuba Segala, Yushiji Dewu Top Chacha. Kazati Yimba, Tombang Gunjosu Bangbi, Jujuba Lamji Tobatena, Yushiji Dewu Tobacha. Yimba, just one. Jujuba Lamji Toba. That Jujuba Lamji Tobi Odo Bangja. 广邦邦家主播的人把许多帮我了，这把提成了，准备着了，修把提成了，安尼强修吧。就把咱们这些头告诉邦家同邦帮把怎么了，那一安尼邦家都恐怕特别气度，尊重没真把没些吧。对了，强点的，告诉继续点的咱把挖钱，他让来参与吧。 다 된다고 주주 되네 되게 대우 고마 치용 그 대우 토비치도 좀 봐티잖아 다고 치용 슈바래 주주 되네 개발 장당 치용 슈바 이거래 그래서
So then the next part of the text is reviews what was mentioned earlier, where we said, and it's explained here that someone who has commenced towards becoming a once returner, someone who is a once returner, they after one has after the path of seeing.
오늘 빼줘 권할람나 치원 주반이 통남 지오도 다 통남 지주바 남제시 도배가나 주식대 톱사라와 다 디오도 나르셰비 치원 그 제위 텐도修行 세가나 방자 연예 주바 방바 그 치원 그 제우 톱비시도 숙세와니 방자디 bom비 치도 아니 좋아라 슈바데라 아니 방자라 修行 좋아라 내가고 내 치원 슈바체 이러와 주주되네 개발제 치원 슈바 개발 치원 슈바 이가래 주주되네 개발제
개발전당 치원 슈바 이가 직그래 So here it says that the someone who is commencing towards becoming a once returner, someone who will be reborn once again in the desire realm. It says that after the path of seeing, which it refers to subsequent to the 16 moments of the path of seeing, this refers to someone who is applying themselves, is making effort has commenced towards the result of a once returner. So here it's referring to someone who has completed the path of seeing and is making effort towards the achievement of the result of being a once returner. So we distinguished earlier between those who are sort of a mere stream enterer. Someone who is a mere stream enterer is someone who has gotten through the path of seeing but has not commenced their exertion towards achieving the next stage, the path of the status of being a once returner. Here, this person is it would be categorized as a special or a distinguished form of the stream enterer who is applying themselves towards the achievement of being a once returner. And
oh yeah, that tenderly Jordan now that tenderly super tegi then chupa pambi nando la to de gala sion tena to bache te beje de midu wa tenderly super tegi then chupa pambi nando la to de zamba sion tena to.
So once they have
방자 되니 주바 밤비 나로라 토바티잖아 총전에 잡아치 토바래 총전에 토바래 총
So then somebody who has gotten
슈바 간데리에서나 통남지 오도 치용기 대부 토비티도 안에 방자의 방비 좋아라 슈바데 총 슈바 임바 와 된다비 총 슈바 되게 방자 되니 그거니 바잡냐 버때인데 방자 되니 주바 방비 남로람 톱디 잠바 아니 총 되네 잡아치도 바레스
준인
这地哪来羡慕都？现在他就爱去一个这些大的政策吧。
讲到
啊，
什么送？
就是呀，唐人们帮着唐人特别好多，我的些比穷个这部是干了，对你主把帮比，安尼那么多人穷个这部的特别很多。 아니 방자 되니 주바 방미 치도 좋아라 슈바데 총 슈바레
드니 주바
총 슈바
드니 주바
방자 되니 주바 방미 치도 좋아라 슈바데라 총 슈바레.
So then someone who has entered in, who is commencing towards becoming a non-returner is someone who has gotten rid of, who is, once they have gotten rid of the sixth thing to be gotten rid of on the through the path of meditation, as it's which is connected to the desire realm, then they have become someone who has commenced in achieving, commenced towards achieving the result of being a once returner, a non-returner. I'm sorry, non-returner. I explain. So once then they have gotten rid of that. dunyin kompang tukpa.
tukpa. Din de yo mare.
Yo mare.
De yo mare. Na ta ga la wa. Ta jin da la tuan zai de jin zai de.
La yang kers konda. 연결.
다시 하다 전사를 가서 오래 통남 대두가 치용 주반에 통남 이호도 아르셰비 치용 그 대우 템비 아르셰비 치용 그 대우 대니 주바방비 남도 남대리와 뭐 대토비 텐도 슈신 아니 조라 내와데 치용 주바레체 와 주바 대게 방자 가려 방치도 정거 아래서나 대니 주바방치도 정거 아래와 와 다 대니 주바방바나 다 치용 되네 치용 그 대우 토바레
So the person who has entered into becoming a once returner is someone who is applying themselves towards getting rid of the sixth of those mental afflictions connected to the desire realm. And then once they have actually gotten rid of that sixth mental affliction, which is connected to the desire realm, which are gotten rid of through the path of meditation, then they become someone who is abiding in the result of being a once returner.
다 대제라 대니 주바 빵바 잠데 잠빵 주바 빵바단 치용 그 대우 토바 잠체 치용 그 대우 토바 잠 인지 대우 대년 구와 빵미 치도 미점바 치몽 그 대우 토비 치도 미점바 내가 되라 고 대네 치용 대네 잠보와 체
치용 대네
잠보와 다시 납차인 바다라现在 대네 잠보와 체다 된다위 치용 그 대우 아니 토바 잠지 마세 대우 고마 치몽 그 대우 토비 치도 아니 가서 전신 좋아라 쉬나 아니 된다와디 치용 대네 체바를 제당 치몽 슈바 스타스 그때 데뷔 공방 주바 방비 오도 파비 데뷔 공방 부인년보 남도 남지 아로도 치몽 그 대위 텐도修行 좋아라 내와고 스테스도 와 치용 그 대우 토바 잠 인진 대우 고마 치용 그 대우 토바라 미즈베 내가 되라 고 치용 되네 잠바와를 마도 잠바리 다 대우 고마 토비치도 전디 잠바 내내 체바를 젠당 아니 치몽기 치몽 슈바레 치몽 슈바 우인이 뭐 남도 라비지 오도 치몽 그 대위 텐도修行 좋아라 내와고
So no.
데뷔 공방 우리 님보 남도 남지 아로투 남도 남아도 윙 아로투 치몽의 대위 텐도修行 좋아라 내와 다대 치몽 슈바레
치몽 슈바. So then once one has accomplished abiding in the result of being a once returner, then when one first accomplishes that, then and one has not yet applied oneself to achieving the subsequent result, which is being a non-returner. One is designated as someone who is abiding in the result of being a once returner, but is not yet entered into who is not yet entered into the towards the result of being a non-returner, but someone who has applied themselves and has made effort towards achieving the result of being a non-returner is someone who, after they have gotten rid of the sixth of the mental afflictions which are to be eradicated through the path of meditation as they pertain to the desire realm, then this person is uses the antidote, the gompang drupang water, pakpa dupe gompang
주바 빵비 오도 빵 찬이 주바 빵 만나 주바 빵 완라 치용 그 대우 토바라와 아 치용 그 대우 토바 잠문디라 되네 잠보와 체
되네 잠보와
이제 잠바 되네 잠보와 체 되네 대우 고마 치용 그 대우 토비도 전시 빵자 되년 구와 뽕미 치도 점바 티잖아 되네 개발의 젠당 치몽 슈바 치몽 슈바레 세대 순거와 님뭐 치몽 그 대우 톱이 텐도 쇼싱 좋아라 내와고
So someone who is entered into the to becoming a non-returner has applying themselves to has commenced and is applying themselves towards the result of becoming a non-returner by means of the path which the Pakpi Dube Gompang Gube Nyimpo Namdo Lamki Ngarodu prior to engaging in the path of liberation, which is the antidote for the ninth things to be abandoned by the path of meditation as they pertain to the desire realm.
Oh yeah. That the new Guapambi Joala Shubi 치몽 슈바 되게 되뉴 고아빵 베트남으로 랍토바 되잖아. 다 치몽 그대고 타바래. 라 치몽 그대고. 치몽 그대고.
So once one has then gotten rid of that ninth type of thing to be abandoned on the path of meditation, then one 치몽
그대고 되뉴 고아빵 사실 치모 슈바 되게 되냐 뽕치도 좋아지고 와. 좋아를 좀 거와. 다 되네 되냐 고아빠 베트남으로 톱지 잡아 치모 그대로 타봐.
So then once they've gotten rid of that ninth thing to be abandoned on the path of meditation, then they abide in the result of being a non-returner.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. 내가 대신도 시아바니 내부 타기에 완도 잡아오고 산다. 나 대위 나가서 시아바데 아니 저 타기에 완도 잡아왔다. 더우시고들라 기슈 되니 치몽 아니 대좀부주 더우좀바 신도 통관 되게 완도 잡아래서.
So in the commentary here, referring to the commentary on the basic wisdom, it's this explanation which has been given here is set forth in accordance with the way someone actualizes the results sequentially, meaning from starting off as a stream winner, then becoming a once returner, then a non-returner, then a arhat. The double kasa double. So, yeah, it's the clear words of Chandrakirti.
지당 치용은 되라, 치용은 당 치몽은 되라. 안에 가서래. 림기와 지당 퇴가 와서 이어하래.
So generally, if we're discussing the connection between a once returner and a non-returner, there are two ways of describing how the one progresses from the first to the second. There's a sequential process, and then there's a leaping process, leaping over.
인자 림기와서나 다부 주시지 저부터 대내 치용, 대내 치몽, 아니 대내 저우시 림기 토바트당 아주 시아바나시 제를 통과되라. So
the person who So here in the text it says it uses a word which means a sequential, actualizing the results in a sequential fashion. That refers to it as we've described it here, where you first become a stream winner, then a once returner, then a non-returner, then finally an arhat, and that is the sequential progression by which one actualizes the four results.
치용 그저 토바 생각지
There are people who sort of jump over certain stages of the path. And these, for example, there are those who don't enter into the stream winner kind of result, but they go directly to the the once returner result.
저우터가위 치용 쓰거래. 저우터가스나 저우오마데 온도 마셔봐. 저우코마데 토바 쳐봐 인상. 저우터가위 치용.
So this here it's called the path arising in a sort of jumping over procedure without the earlier result occurring. One sort of jumps into a higher result.
저니야 규슈지 저우단 치용 그 저우니 온도 마셔봐. 토마네 치용 그 저우 온도 생각되라. 양 저우터가위 치용. 저우니 터가니. 규슈 저우단 치용 그 저우 온도 마셔봐. 치용 저우 온도 생각.
So then there are other people who, other practitioners who don't actualize either of the first two stages or phases, so they don't actualize the path of the stream, the result which is being a stream enterer, or the result which is being a once returner, but they leap directly into being a non-returner. So they're called, again, people who leap over or progress without going through these stages.
인자 지리 치원당 대 치모나 아니 기슈기 저우당 온도 마셔비 치원당 기슈기 저우당 치용 그 저우 온도 마셔비 치모 요아래데 단단 들이셔야 돼 탈기바들음기 증가되기 아니 치원다 치모고 왕도 전에 샤바레 송과래.
But this here in this explanation that in the commentary, it's not treated that way, but rather is treated with all of four of the stream enter and the once returner, the non-returner, those presented in sequence.
다 뒤오라 데뷔 공방 구합방비 오도 아니 삼단 타비 공방 님몽구 단이와 숨바시와 텐디 공방 님몽구구 아니 대가나 나가타야 남셰타야 지아미스 버기 지아미가 빠지 님몽구구 바 보이 아니 님보 남로람 시지 공방 구합방 구위 님보 남로람데 님보 남로람 정아로도 구위 님보 남도 남징아로도 다주비 저우터비들 쇼징이와 우리 년보 남도 남징아로도 다주비 저우터비들 쇼징 좋아라 내와텔라 스타텔라 다정슈바.
So then the commentary explanation continues here, saying that once one has gotten rid of the 9 things to be gotten rid of through the path of meditation as it pertains to the desire realm, and once one has eliminated the sets of 9 which pertain to the higher states of existence as well, the form and the formless realm. Not including the thing to be abandoned, which pertains the mental affliction, which is to be abandoned as it pertaining to the peak of existence, up until one has has gotten rid of that. One is designated as a person who is La debegoman guba pangpe wodo.
debu guba pangpe wodo sisi gombang guinyambo sisi gombang gu tati para de la ganga pangwe ware wa sisi gombang guinyambo namdo lamjo ngaro tu nyambo namdo lamjo ngaro tu nyambo namdo lam senda kenja du de tapejeti 다다지 두고 nyambo de pajaman already nyambo namdo lamjo ngaro tu sijalana ya doa.
So, no. So the person who is applying them, who has commenced and is applying themselves towards actualizing the result, which of being an arhat, is doing that on the path of meditation prior to the path of liberation, and prior to that path of liberation. See where it says path of liberation, it's a little bit odd here in this text, because the antidote, which is mentioned here for the ninth of the thing to be gotten rid of on the path of meditation, which is connected to the peak of existence, is actually the uninterrupted path here. Or before the path of liberation. Then that person is called someone who is commenced towards becoming an arhat.
너는实际你们国帮助的正干的啦，教了修改的啦，咋就修不起？实际你们帮别那么多人拖把当，俺那咋就真的拖过来？
And then, so someone who has achieved the path of liberation, which is has gotten rid of that ninth thing to be gotten rid of through the path of meditation that pertains to the peak of existence, the highest peak of existence there, then that person is abiding in the result of that path of liberation. They've actualized that path of liberation, and they are abiding in the result of being an arhat.
Oh yeah, that then he see kana, just then the Thomas kunja sambamba. Ani, Sean then the Thomas kase then you chupa bamba. Chimon then the then you go bamba. Rajon bagi, sitting you mon go bamba, to check kana then banja shi check. Banja teda. 아니 통방 방지 좀 받대라 규슈 슈바 되니 주바 방지를 좀 받대 정간대라 총 슈바 되니 고와 방지를 정간대라 아니 치모 슈바 신용 고와 방지 정간대라 자중 슈바 세가라다 슈바 시단 되네 시제가라 슌데게 스투시바레
슈트게. So thus there are the eight persons, the so-called eight enterers and abiders, or eight persons who have commenced towards achieving the result, and then who are situated in the result. These are subdivided in that way. And so the first of these is a person who has commenced towards becoming a stream winner. And then by abandoning the afflictions, the mental afflictions that prevent achieving that result, they once they've gotten rid of those, then they are situated in the result itself, and they are stream winners. The same thing applies to the achievement of the second stage, a once returner, when one has applied oneself towards getting rid of the things to be abandoned that prevent the achievement of that state. Then one is has commenced towards the result of being a once returner. And then when one actualizes the result, one is situated in the result of being a once returner. Same thing applies to the non-returner commencing towards that and existing in that result. And then likewise with the arhat, someone commences towards becoming an arhat and abides in the result of being an arhat. These are differentiated by the different things that have to be gotten rid of to achieve those results.
Oh yeah, that 이제 그 가르쳐 버려서나 친하나 그 오바나랑 그 천이지 투와 매나 아니 줄에 때는 저 중화당 저 중 아니 저 지바용 그 말에 중지 미대나 아니 가소리 말이 받을 때네 아니 유군주를 때는 저 동화 중화대당 그 남대를 때는 저 과람 충야기 아니 중직됩니다나 아니 밥에 대바시 과대한다 남대다 밥에 대바시 매고 그래 그러마 밥에 대바시 매고 그래 밥에 대바시 매나 아니 밥에 대바시라 공부할 때는 아니 중대
So this is, as stated, effectively the claim or the argument that if things do not exist by means of their own intrinsic identity, then they can't arise. If they're all empty, they can't arise and they can't disintegrate. And if that's the case, then the four truths, four aryas, four realities, four aryas, the four noble truths, those also would be non-existent. And if those are non-existent, then the four types of people who are applying themselves towards achieving the results through the practice of the path, would, and as well as the four types of people who are situated in the results, who have attained the results of the path, would not exist.
다 개우시면은 다 군조스 메대비 잡아대라. 요 숨바 군조스 메대 잡아대라. 가디 기부 가사제 대담면나 군디메 파비 되나 메비지 담비 처자 요마인 세 가디 기부 가사제 세가나 슈버시다 저우시데 가사제부 대담면나 아니 고람문도 제베 가사 메와 이자나 파군디요 군디군조와 말에 파비 덴바니 고람님 파비 덴바면나 고람님 메고레 고람님면나 아니 담비 처자 요고마 메고고레 스타와 코나들이 말에
So then this leads into the accusation or argument that the three jewels would also be unjustifiable, could not be, or impossible. And it says here in the root text, the fourth verse of the root text, that if these eight persons were non-existent, if the kibu gansak,
아디 기부다 가사 직바로 와. 다다 가사 기부 전치스로 와. 기부 가사 개면아. 슈바제당 슈바시단 저우시우 시고래.
So if these eight kinds of persons or beings were non-existent, meaning the the four who are applying themselves commenced on towards the result, and then the four who are abiding in or situated in the result, if those eight were non-existent, then the Sangha would be non-existent also, because the realities for the Aryas would be non-existent.
네, 다가랬어. 대화라야 가대 전에 시당 슈반이 시대 교 가사 개보 대담면나 다 군디군지와 말해. 군디군조 가대 파비 덴바 메비칠 대시 메비칠 가사 개보 대담면나 메고 그래서 내가 제가 저다면나 파바 남지 파바 담바 남지 최수주의 안에 담비 쳐져야 말해.
파바 남기 최수
파바 담바 남지 최수주와.
So if this was the case, that the four persons who are situated in the result and the four who are commenced towards that result, the four enterers and abiders, if those eight types of persons or beings were non-existent, then the precious Sangha would be non-existent as well. And here it says that if because there were the Arya realities or Four Noble Truths were non-existent, then those eight types of persons were non-existent. Then there would also be the Dharma, which the noble Dharma, which is the teaching or dharma for those Arya beings, those noble Arya beings, would be non-existent as well.
나 대랑 고반인 제부당 세대 고바 제부 세대 간지질 시고래 장제 자위 제부 디부시비 제부 제부 생한테 제부는 고바 인국으로 와지단 제부라 단데 니 고바 제부 세대 디부시비 제부 강기도 없지 강토바 세가나 님보 남den기 또 없지 안에 방자 대방비 고바데 토바 어느 방자 대단 차위 차바 고바데 토바 인장 고반인 제부탕 세 남니 텔레주비 쳐대 또비 쳐서세 아니 텔레주바 세가나 방자대 뽕비 차와대 톱제키 토바체바 아니 토바체비 남인반에 또비 쳐 단인자 또비 쳐스나 쳐군조 생각하라 고람니 셔야돼 디레 또비 쳐군조 쳐군조라고 또비 쳐군조다 롱고 쳐군조 이 예배나네 치우군조 어디 또비 치우군조 대체 롱기 치어대 아니 대다 싸워를 제바 그때 저 대달라 롱기 치우군조
So, kokpa dribu pangde.
오바 니 저부대 세가나 톱지 남된라 때문에 방자 대방비 고바데 토바 인장 기부치비 제부하면 장제 쓰그리
장제
자유 제부다 기부치비 제부 방자 대라 년부 대라 때문에 차바데 토바 인장 아니 기부치비 제부 제부천이 봐 말이 장제에 대한 제부천이 봐 말이
장제. So, do you know that term? 장제.
자유 제부.
So then it says there that regarding that, cessation here is the result, and path is the dharma for entering into that result, i.e., or that is the dharma of the realizations. So here, as far as the results concerned, that refers to here it's called a result, but it's a sort of effect which arises through separation, through the exclusion or elimination of something else, rather than an effect in the sense of something which is produced through causes and conditions. So cessation is that kind of result. And the path here is the dharma which causes one to enter into that, and dharma is in that sense refers to the dharma of realizations, meaning specifically the paths which give rise to cessations. And then, in addition to dharma, that sense of dharma, there's also the dharma of scripture, or the transmitted dharma of scripture, which is the teaching which clarifies those things.
Oh yeah, that didn't. That is how much we know. Lunguchi, Chedan Gundi, Yemena Sanja Chita Yoba Churu, Tambichi Yoba Minena. 담비체 여바 메나 산제 치다 여바 줄시와 민주대세 담비체당 제수 팀비 최진 난단지 최탐제 투수 추발레스 담비체당 아니 최군종 과람대당 팀비 제수 팀비 아니 최진 난단 아니 최탐제 투수 추발레 때네 아니 산제 주와레 산제 주과래인데 담비 치면은 산제 메고 그래.
So it says then that in the root text that if the dharma and the sangha were non-existent, then how could it be that Buddhas could exist? And then the commentary here says that if that noble dharma was non-existent, if that didn't exist, then how would it be possible for Buddhas to exist? And the implication meaning then that the Buddhas would not exist. Then it says by means of the effort towards the Dharma, which is 제수 tumpe chugi 제수 tumpe chugi nendengi.
제수 준비 최 세력가는 최응어에 고람 니체 고람 대단 제수 준비 최라
So, in terms of the noble dharma, can be construed here as cessation, and then the dharma, which is accords with that, is the path to cessation. By the effort which, by means of effort towards that dharma, the noble dharma and the dharma which accords with that, and through effort applied to those, then one comes to comprehend all phenomena and becomes a Buddha.
예, 다 대샤죠.
제수 tumpechu, 제수 tumpechu.
고람다 제수 tum바길라 롱구체도 저 샤죠.
롱구체.
대마인 바가 아니 또배디체 고람을 마인 바길 남디도 강샤죠 그래.
Golam.
마인 바.
So, I'm sorry, Dampechu can be construed as the path to cessation, and the dharmas which accord with that could be understood as the scriptural teachings which are in accordance with that noble dharma of the path and cessations.
뭐야? 예,